Hey guys. Okay, so just jumping right into it, let's talk about the situation with Witch to start off because so far I'm actually kind of liking the direction Mashima did go in this chapter by having Rebecca carrying her way to get repaired, make a recovery, all that, and I think even to pretty much like from stop the and to even like stop the all link, I guess. However, what's going to matter to me from this point on with Witch is the follow through itself. And as many people pointed out in last week's review, pointed out and commented on my video of last week's review, it's likely that what's happened to Witch will be what triggers the awakening of Rebecca's like overdrive, which there's a lot of signs that point to that conclusion. But honestly, I just don't know how I'm gonna feel about that outcome personally, because one of the biggest problems that's going to come from Rebecca's powers being used in this particular scenario for me is that it'll devalue an already valid option with the reformatting and reconfiguration chamber. And I know everyone, and we already had this discussion like last week with you all basically saying that Witch is too broken, she's too damaged to be repaired. But the thing is, just the fact that Witch is alive at all at the start of this chapter puts that option of her being restored through the reconfiguration chamber back on the table. So if Mashima does use Rebecca to ultimately save Witch now, it'll feel like he'll be just falling back on her power as a go-to solution. And honestly, if what Witch said is true about the all link, like being in the facility, then I'd much rather prefer Rebecca's overdrive activated in response to the all link being activated rather than Witch dying. Like, to me, that just kind of seems like the better option of like the all link being activated, like being the reason why Rebecca activates her overdrive, because I think that in some ways would be a lot more impactful than just activating it from pretty much Witch dying. Honestly, like for me personally, that's pretty much the route I'm hoping Mashima goes, and the route I would go personally. But that, again, that's just my opinion. Now, let's talk the Laguna and Ijuna fight, because this is one of those very interesting fights where I like the premise and the concept of how it ended, with Laguna convincing Ijuna that she was already connected by so many other red threads as part of when she was part of Oasis, and how Laguna just confronted her, saying being tied solely to Shura is nothing more than just her way of coping and dealing with the trauma of what he subjected her to. Like, it's one of those things where just the core premise of how this fight ends is all great stuff, honestly. But if I did have one minor problem with it, and it is a problem I have found with certain fights in the series, which is that I feel this fight needed a little bit more room to breathe, and I'm not talking much more room either. Just pretty much cut it. Just either cut it off as just either extend the fight to from just the remainder of the chapter, and leave that reveal for next time. That reveal with Creed and Homura for next time, or cut it off at Laguna about to attack and keep it going for like the first 2-3 pages in next week's chapter. In fact, this feels like one of those chapters that might play out better in the anime, because the emotions and dynamics of the fight are all there. It just felt oddly paced at the end. But I guess I should be grateful we got this fight resolved, because now we get to focus on the rumble everyone's waiting for, which is Shiki versus Shura. Which, yeah, I've got so many expectations for this fight, but at the end of the day, let's be real. The one thing we all want to see is by the time this fight is over, we want to see Shura's body mangled, bloody, and on the floor. And by the time it's all said and done, which, if I did have a major problem with this chapter, I did want more of Shiki versus Shura. But at least we got the start of the fight rolling, and now we can get the good stuff with that fight. Like, I already got a lot of my frustrations out last week's chapter, so I'm not gonna rehash all that there. But I will say, Shura, you need to get your ass fucking beat. Like, I am talking total bloody fucking. I want to see a bloody fucking. I want to see a bloody fucking massacre on Shiki's part. And honestly, just from Shiki's reaction, it looks like he's about to go fucking. He's about to go fucking ham on just from the little tease we got of Shura versus Shiki in this chapter. It looks like Shiki is pretty much done playing nice with Shura. Like he's gonna go full force. I'm going to fuck you up, dude. Like, I do not care anymore. If I give in to darkness, you are going to death. You are going to fucking die here or be near death by the end of it all. Like, yeah, I'm more than a little ready for this fight to go down. I'm so ready. Like Shura, you need to die, or at the very least be near bloody death. Like, yeah, that's all I can say anymore. With that said, though, yeah, let's talk about the reveal that Creed is not only originally from like planet Oeda, like Homura, but that he was also born into the ruling family of the shogunate, with his real name being Seiji Hojo. And with this reveal is kind of odd, because I could be wrong on this, because his father was actually a magistrate, and I don't think like part of the shogunate. But I think what Mashima is trying to do with this reveal is basically say that Creed is related to Kenta, the little asshole who bullied Homura while growing up in Oeda with Valkyrie. But even if that's not the case, learning this could also potentially give the Eden Zero crew a political advantage in how this whole mess is ultimately resolved, or Creed could just in general throw around a little weight to help them. But yeah, this one took me off guard in the sense where I'm not entirely sure what Mashima is doing with this reveal, or what he's been planning, or what his plans are for this reveal. Like, it's one of those, it's the one thing that feels slightly, it's like, for the most part, a lot of what Mashima's done, like, has made a lot of sense narratively. But this is the one thing in a while that feels kind of out of nowhere, and I can't really comment much more on it other than just say I need to wait and see how Mashima's gonna make this work. And yeah, this is one of those chapters that overall left me wanting so much more. Like, this is the frustrating part about reviewing. This is one of those chapters that makes it frustrating about reviewing Eden Zero sometimes, is Mashima gives us so much to work with, but I kind of want more. Like, I want so much freaking more with this chapter. Like, I got a lot out of this chapter, but I wanted more. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Analyst, Crunchyroll, and share the notification bell. Hit the subscribe button, and just share the video around, guys. Dark Knight of Anime, signing off. Later, guys.